William Byron able to get the job done here today from Martinsville Speedway, and this is just something I just had to say. The short tracks or short related tracks on the schedule have been terrible. I mean, well, not terrible. They just have not been as good as the other races, and that leaves me with a lot of worry and concern. Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile 48 back again. We're back to another episode of NRR. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the 2022 Blue Emu 400 from the Martinsville Speedway, the paperclip, the one with the famous Martinsville hot dogs, which gave me a scare early in the race because I believe it was during Stage 2 Fox showed that Martinsville was out of hot dogs, and I was like, but false alarm, they restocked, so thank goodness. But I really want to go to Martinsville one day and try out that hot dog because I'm not a really big hot dog person. I mean, I'll eat hot dogs from one specific place, but that's besides the point. But anyway, we had a race here today from Martinsville, and it was okay. It was pretty decent. It wasn't the best Martinsville race. It kind of gave me some flashbacks of the 2020 Martinsville summer race, like when Truex won and stuff, but we'll talk about all of that. So once again, we're going to talk about our top 10 finishers, rate the race, and then so on and so forth. I don't think there's really a big story of the race, so I guess we'll just skip that segment and see if we can have one of those segments for Bristol Dirt next week. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive on into this video. Finishing in first was William Byron. William Byron was able to get the job done here today from Martinsville. He wins the race, gets his fourth career win, his first on a short track, and his second win of 2022. He's the first multi-time winner of the season so far, because I really thought that we were going to have 8 different winners in the first 8 races, because we have not had that since 2003. I thought this would be the snapping streak of that, but it was not. And so, heck, this is just like, what, 2021, because 2021 we had 7 different winners, and then the 8th race of the season last year was this race, and Truex won and stuff. But hey, it is okay. We could still probably get to 17 or 16 winners and stuff. We only have 7 different winners, so that's okay. But still, Byron had a really good race. He was really catching on with his teammate Chase Elliot early in the race. It's just Chase Elliott was stronger than Stage 1. Stage 2, Elliot was still strong, but Byron was starting to gain a bit on him. And then Stage 3 is where Byron just started to take over mayhem, and he was just on a charge from there on out. And he was having a really good race overall. He dominated, held off drivers like Logano and Dillon, and was able to get the win even after that last caution with Todd Gilliland getting into the wall. So really good race by William Byron, showing that he's really grown and he's gotten better at Martinsville and stuff. Because I believe it was the 2019 the second Martinsville race back in 2019. William Byron was definitely showing some signs that he was really good at this racetrack, and it has shown in today's race that he really knows what he's doing and stuff. Like, the truck race 2 nights ago, he literally won there and stuff, because I believe Byron's worst finish here was 39th, and now it's first. So good job for William Byron in the 2014. Finishing in second was Joey Logano. Joey Logano just so close of getting his first win of the season. Has not won in 36 races. His last one was the Bristol Dirt race a year ago, which we're going to be going to next week for Easter Sunday weekend. But tough break for Joey Logano. He definitely had the best Penske car all day, hands down. Best Ford. Yeah, just the best Ford in general. He was really looking really good. He was battling with Dillon and stuff, but those two were really battling to where Byron was just pulling away and stuff, but nothing really Joey Logano could do. But I guess he'll take a second place finish. This is also Logano's best finish of the season, but still a bit of a disappointment for the 22 team, but we'll see how they do, and can they reclaim their title of winning the Bristol Dirt race from last year. Finishing in third was Dillon. Dillon got his best career finish at Martinsville Speedway, and his best, well, actually no, not his best finish of the season, because he finished second at Auto Club early in the season. But Dillon had a nice strong run. He started 23rd and he marches all the way up to 3rd. He was really showing some really good signs and stuff, because it really would have been cool if he finished second, because the 24 and the 3, last time that the 24 won the race at Martinsville and the 3 finished second was back in 1999. So really cool historic moment to hear about that, of what could have been. But still, a 3rd place finish, not bad for Dillon, the 3 team, just having some nice strong runs. Have three straight top 10 finishes going back from Coda, Richmond to Martinsville. So can they make that 4 in a row going into Bristol Dirt? Finishing in fourth was Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney, I thought he'd do a bit better in this race, but he actually didn't. But he'll take a fourth place finish and stuff, because this is better than his last two races and stuff. A better finish than his last two races. So I guess Blaney will just have to take it and accept it. But he was definitely having some beating and banging moments with some other drivers, like for instance Kurt Busch and stuff. So you saw he was using the bumper there a bit. Just didn't really work out. He didn't have the best car. He didn't have a better car than his teammate Joey Logano. He had the second best Penske car. So he was just running how he usually does. Gets a nice solid top 5 finish, and nothing really to say about Blaney. He didn't really have a good moment in this race, because really no one did, because this race was kind of boring and really no one was like making any passes, so it's really hard to say. But a decent finish overall for Blaney and the 12 team. Finishing in fifth, rounding out the top 5, was Ross Chastain. What a day for Ross Chastain. He started 27th, ends up with the top 5 finish. Really good move for him. He was definitely in the top 20 and stuff. It was really hard to say what kind of car he had and stuff, because he definitely had a car on the long run, because at one point I saw him, he was like in 19th and jumped all the way up to like 14th, 13th, and he was making some moves on some drivers, definitely making some contact. Like for instance, he made some with Chris Buescher. Of course, Chris Buescher wouldn't fight back and stuff, but he made some with some other drivers, a couple of others that I forgot. But he had a decent race, and somehow, some way, he gets a top 5 finish. I don't know how he got a top 5, but top 5 is a top 5 for Ross Chastain. That's what I believe his 5th top 5 finish of the season, and so a nice decent finish for Chastain and the one team. Finishing in 6th was Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch, once again, the top Toyota of the race, just like how he was back at Auto Club, and I believe how he was at Phoenix. I don't know what's been going on with Kurt Busch. I think Kurt Busch definitely has one of the best Toyota cars when it comes to like these kind of short tracks, or somewhat short tracks. Like Phoenix, he was running really well, and he runs really well here at Martinsville, because he has a nice, decent history here. So we'll see how he does at some other short tracks later on through the season and stuff. But he's had some really nice speed. Well, we can't really count Richmond because he kind of struggled there, but a decent race overall for Kurt Busch and the 45 team. Finishing in 7th was Kyle Busch. Not really the prettiest day for Kyle Busch to start, but he did make a bit of a comeback throughout the race. So this is the second race in a row Kyle Busch has made a comeback, and so because at first Kyle Busch started 11th, then him, Truex, Hamlin, they all plummeted throughout the field and stuff, and they were like in the 20s and almost into the 30th place positions in stage 1 and stage 2. They were really struggling. I don't know what was going on. It was really reminding me of the 2020 Martinsville race, where we saw a lot of drivers who won here and who are really good at this track struggle early in stage 1, and then they started to pick up some things later in the next couple stages. But that didn't happen this time, because it's the next gen car. You're basically learning with the new car at this track. That's what Bubba Wallace said on the radio at one point. So Kyle Busch wasn't really running the best in the first couple stages, but he was starting to march his way throughout the field and ends up with a nice solid 7th place finish. Finishing in 8th was Eric Almirola. What a race for Eric Almirola. Had a really strong run. Definitely had a top 10 car. Had one of the best Fords out there. The best SHR car, definitely, hands down. Well, at first it was Cole Custer, but unfortunately for Cole Custer, after he was like running into the top 5, he had a penalty throughout the race to where it knocked him out completely out of contention for a nice solid finish, and he ends up 21st. But back to Eric Almirola, he started 2nd in this race. He also did good in qualifying, so really good weekend for Almirola and the 10 team overall, and they are able to get a nice solid 8th place finish. This is their first top 10 finish since the beginning of March, when they finished 6th at Phoenix. So a nice solid race for him. So it seems like you have some drivers that are good at some sort of short ovals. It just really depends and stuff, because you have like Phoenix, you can do good, but that Richmond you could suck. It just depends and stuff. But a really nice solid finish for Almirola and the 10 team. Finishing in 9th was Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe also had a pretty good race. Started 19th, ends up with a nice solid 9th place top 10 finish. This is his first top 10 really since he got his win back at Phoenix and stuff. But a nice solid finish overall for Chase Briscoe and the 14 team. They weren't really running all that good early in the race. They were kind of like mid-20s, not mid-20s, but like they were in the later the back portion of the top 20, like like 16th, 17th and stuff. And then they've made some adjustments and were able to march their way up into the top 10. So a nice solid recovery for Briscoe and the 14 team. And finally, rounding out the top 10 was Chase Elliott. We all thought Chase Elliott would cruise to victory lane after sweeping both stages. Literally gave Hendrick Motorsports their 10,000 lap lead here at Martinsville, which is the most of all time at any NASCAR track by any team. And also, that's what the equivalent of a round trip to a drive from Miami to Anchorage, Alaska, which is 5,000 miles. But still, a nice solid race overall for Chase Elliott. Just kind of struggled towards the end of the race and unfortunately ends up with a 10th place finish. Does suck overall for Chase Elliott. Still trying to get his first win of the 2022 season, but we'll see how Bristol Dirt goes for the 9 team. And they have fast cars. It's just they kind of struggled in the portion of stage 3. And now let's rate this race. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know what's going on, but it's like, after that Phoenix race, I've been kind of saying, like, is it the shorter tracks that are going to be the ones to struggle? Because the 750 package is way different from the 670 that we have now for short tracks, because basically the same package for the mile and a half and the short tracks, which is 670, and now what we're seeing with the 670 on the short tracks is not really putting up great racing, because we barely saw any passes through long green flag runs, and it's been kind of boring to watch overall. You're basically just seeing the leaders like Byron and Elliot just lap cars, and that's about it, and just see drivers just running behind. So it was definitely not the best Martinsville race to watch compared to what the fall race of last year and stuff. So kind of a disappointment and stuff, because you always get hyped for Martinsville, especially a Martinsville night race, and this one failed to disappoint, just like the 2020 race did, and also the 2021 race where it rained out and stuff. And we had a rain delay earlier in this race, so that's our first rain delay of the season. Definitely had nothing to do with the racing, but still just a bit of a disappointment. So if I had to rate this race, I'm not going to go harsh on Martinsville, but I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I do think this race was better than Richmond. Do I think it was better than Phoenix? Kinda. It just really depends, because Phoenix, that was back in early March. This is early May still. And really, I prefer Martinsville over Richmond and Phoenix, but Martinsville still, in my opinion, didn't really put on that much of a good show. This race was, I don't know what to say. It could have been better and stuff, but it just depends. It's a new next-gen car, so we're going to see something different. And it's just a package overall, so we'll see if we have a better Martinsville race later in the fall, I guess. But I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys would give it in the comment section below. And now it is moving on to these segments of drivers of the day, and this one is the unlucky, unfortunate driver. The sucky driver of the day goes to Denny Hamlin. I don't know what was going on. Hamlin, coming off a win at Richmond, which is like probably your best short track. Well, actually, no, it's Martinsville, because you have more wins at Martinsville. But coming off of your win at Richmond, you go to Martinsville, same state, and you pull off this performance. I don't know what was going on with the team. Heck, they didn't really do that good in qualifying either. They qualified 25th, and they finished 3 positions lower. They struggled stage 1. Stage 2, I thought they'd make some changes. Nothing happened. Stage 3, I was thinking, oh, long run, some adjustments should be made. Nothing changed. They just got worse, and worse. I don't know what's going on. The moment after Hamlin wins the race, he's back to struggling how he was at the beginning of the season. So, 28th place finish, not good for Denny Hamlin in the 11 team. Now we have the underdog driver of the day. I'm going to give it to Eric Jones. It was a really good strategy for them. The second to last caution for debris camp comes out. Eric Jones was still staying out, and he was able to get that track position, pit, fresh tires, was able to just mix in with the rest of the field that was top 10, top 20, and was able to get a nice solid 13th place finish at the end of the day after starting 24th. So really good strategy call by the 43 team and Eric Jones. So really nice finish for that team overall after they didn't look like they're going to have a good finish to start, to be honest. Now, comeback driver of the day. It goes to Kyle Busch once again. I just don't know what to say. The 18 car just knows what to do. it all starts at Richmond to where they had a penalty for tape being put on the grill, which NASCAR should have called 200 laps earlier, but they missed it. And Kyle Busch had to serve a penalty with 50 to 60 laps to go, and somehow, someway gets a 9th place finish. And now fast forward a week late, well, 6 days later, not technically a week, but 6 days later, Kyle Busch struggles in the first 2 stages, but comes back, makes adjustments, and is able to get a nice solid 7th place finish. So what a comeback definitely for the 18 team. And in my personal opinion, I think driver of the day goes to Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon had a really phenomenal day. I didn't really expect him to do that well, because stage 1 he was pretty decent. Stage 2 he was starting to pick things up, and stage 3 you could just really see Dillon was definitely a driver who could contend for the win against William Byron. Just was not able to. Came up a pretty bit short, him and Joey Logano, but a nice solid 3rd place finish. Nothing to be ashamed of, as that's his best finish of the season, and also his best finish at Martinsville overall. And that will do it for today. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I uploaded a video on my gaming channel earlier today, so if you guys want to check that out, link will be down in the description below. Actually, it's 11:03 right now as I'm recording, so probably won't see this video technically till the next day. And the F1 race starts in an hour. Gonna be staying up to watch that one. And then we got the IndyCar race tomorrow with Jimmy Johnson running in it. He got injured, but good thing he's gonna be racing. Hope Jimmy's okay, and so hope he can last as long as he can in tomorrow's race at Long Beach. But back to NASCAR. Like I said, if you want to check out my gaming channel, link will be in the description below. Want to check out my Instagram, link will also be in the description below. And subscribe to this channel. Really appreciate the subscribers. It does mean a lot to me, and I do really appreciate you all watching the videos. So that's going to do it for today. Gonna have the Bristol Dirt Race up next week, Easter Sunday, so should be a fun one to see. It's going to be a night race. It's going to be so much different from the mistakes we've seen from the Bristol Dirt Race last year, and hopefully it does not rain, because right now it could be 2 in a row, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that will do it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. This is NASCAR Mobile 48. Peace out.